think you know, but you have no idea.
This is the diary.
The diary.
This is the diary of a first-time bikini competitor.
Man, the world needs better laws. Maybe then we'll be better off. I'm hoping that it comes, but it never does. I just wanna be the man my dad never was. Hear my music, it's all soul. Just got new grills and they all go. So I got that beef with the po-po. They don't like my style, no, no, no. I don't really give a damn, I keep steering. Switch gears and the fans just keep cheering. No interceptions, no interference. I'm on an A-team, no Ed Sheeran. I'm headed for the stage now, they clearing all the bad women in the building. Man, there's bad women in the building. Let's get it started tonight. This one's on me, let's go downtown tonight. One shot, two shots, I don't really know if I'm counting right. We drink it down so we can live it up. Why? Cause you never know what tomorrow brings in this crazy life. Hey, this life, this life, this life, this life. Hey, and I'm thankful, even when they say I'm crazy for living.
We have like one Rice Krispie treat.
Have 2, 1, and 3.
We have 2.
I ate one.
You did it.
And there are only 1. We'll see.
Hey, look at this. You want to taste it? Just a bite.
Is it good?
Yes.
Is it delicious?
Yeah, it's my favorite one.
I
Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. I've got another recipe for you. This is something that I made and I ate one for dinner and then I took them to school the next couple of days for my lunch. I made some stuffed bell peppers. And so normally I use a lot of ground turkey and ground chicken, but I was craving some red meat and so I actually bought a pound of extra lean ground beef. So the first thing I did, as you can see, is I browned it on the stove and I flavored it with some taco seasoning. I had like a half a packet of this Mrs. Dash taco seasoning, which just like the Mrs. Dash other seasonings, it doesn't have any sodium. And so I used the rest of that packet I had, and I also threw in a bunch of fresh cilantro and diced onions as well. As the meat was starting to brown is actually when I took the red bell peppers and I cut off the tops and hollowed them out. It was actually a lot easier to do than I thought it would. As you can see, once you cut the top off, you just kind of trim the edges and you can basically pull out the whole center part of the pepper. So once that part was done and the meat was done cooking, I basically just mixed it with a can of black beans. These were some lime and jalapeno flavored black beans, and scooped it into the hollowed out bell peppers. Now, I didn't have a good dish to put the peppers in, and my peppers were quite large. So I got creative and I used a muffin tin, and it actually worked out great. I covered it in foil. You're going to preheat your oven to 375 degrees and cook it in there for about 20 to 25 minutes. And then I pulled it out and put about half a serving of some reduced fat Mexican shredded cheese on top of each one, just to, because I love cheese. I kind of wish I had actually mixed it in the beginning and put some on top, but I forgot about it earlier on. And then popped it back in the oven for another like 8 minutes, I think is what I put it on, and just really for it to cook a tiny bit more and the cheese to get nice and melted on top. Alright, so later that day I got in a upper body workout at Gold's Gym. Here in this clip you can see me, I'm warming up my shoulders and just my upper body. I hit a little bit of shoulders, biceps, and triceps all in this workout. The only thing I didn't really do is any back. Well, that's not true. I did some rear delt stuff, so that's kind of like doing my back. But make sure you warm up, especially your shoulders. Your shoulders, one of your weakest joints, and they get a lot of injuries, knees, shoulders, and so make sure you warm them up. Alright, my first exercise that I did was an overhead press. I'm using the barbell. This was just from one of the squat racks, so the 45-pound. And I did a couple of sets of 6. I then moved on to a bicep exercise, and I did some curls. Now these I did to the side, and I'm actually starting behind my back. So I did one with the right, one with the left, and then I did both. The reason I did this was actually because this is how Lou Ferrigno does or did his bicep curls, and I mean, if Lou Ferrigno does them that way, then I can too, so it's probably a good way to go. He's an icon. And I noticed that when you go behind that back, I actually had to go a little bit lighter. They were pretty difficult for me. So I then moved on to a dumbbell tricep exercise. This is just a tricep extension. I lean over and hold on to the dumbbell rack while I do these, and I really try to leave my arm out when it's fully extended and hold it there for a moment before coming back in. And it is really hard to do that. That's when you really have your tricep contracted. So I moved on to a rear delt exercise. This was a face pull using a rope and a cable machine, and I had the setting set a little bit lower this time than I sometimes normally do, and I pulled slightly up as I pulled towards my face. I then moved on to another tricep exercise. This is the tricep rope push downs or pull downs, whichever you call it, really more a push down. And I tried to really spread the rope at the bottom when I hit my full extension. I then lowered the cable all the way down to the bottom for my last exercise, in which I was working my front delts and also my rear delts and lats as well. This is one of my favorite exercises right now. You turn around to face outward and you pull out on the rope as you lift up to shoulder height. So I had to set it on a very low setting to be able to do this, but it's killer.
What's wrong with your shoes? What's the matter with your shoes? Yeah, you chose to wear them.